gonna start recording first.
Do that first.
And then
Just when you start stream, make sure it works.
yeah.
It's probably, I gotta play the intro too, don't I?
We're gonna use mine.
I think his no, I don't know his password.
It's not worth it. It's not the same as an Android. I thought, oh.
Can you relax there?
No, says the guy who throws it. I'll let you believe that. Alright, we're streaming.
You preemptively did that. Alright. Oh, I should probably stop talking. Okay. It's just gonna go, right?
Yep.
How am I gonna know when it stops? You closed it.
Just wait like 5 more seconds.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. It should be up if you want to look at it.
Yeah, I'm watching an ad right now.
All right. Well, yeah, we should be good.
Oh, yep.
I'm gonna start talking. All right.
Bro.
Welcome.
Oh no,
You're good.
I think so.
All right.
Looks
Welcome.
like there's a, I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like I talk and then it takes a while for it to actually.
Oh yeah, there's like a delay
Yeah,
on
that's
Twitch, but it's fine, like on Twitch, but you know. All right. Welcome to Barber Shop Talk. This is your host Justin, as always. We're trying something new. Sorry for the delay in uploading and everything. We're trying a new format. We're getting more guests on this show, since I know you guys are getting tired of all the originals. But today we have someone pretty special on this show, another member of YC, but you guys haven't met him yet on this podcast. You might know of him from Spotify. You might know of him on live performances. You've probably seen a lot of his music out there if you follow YCE on everything. I'll recap that later. But today we have Logan. Logan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Logan Barnes. I'm a rapper and producer from Connecticut, and I just pretty much love music. Been doing it for like 6 years now, and I've been a part of YCE for pretty much the entire time it's been around, even before, kind of, actually.
Yeah, even before the rebrand.
Yep, definitely.
So, this is a pretty simple interview. We're just trying stuff out. But I did want to get into what rap means to you, what music means to you in general, and basically what you do with music. So, let's just start out with, what do you do other than YCE?
Other than YC, I have lots of my own solo music that I produce and record myself. So pretty much like in this exact room that you see right here, I make beats, I write rhymes, I record it myself, all that stuff. I make my own albums. Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of, like, you've definitely been on the grind lately.
Yeah.
I see you
Especially
promoting and
now.
everything.
Mhm. Yeah, I've been working for like I said earlier, like 6 years, and like definitely recently, I mean, I've always taken it really seriously, but like recently I feel like I've had the opportunity to just kind of expand. Live performances was a big part of that. And yeah, that's definitely really helped me.
Yeah. So, going off that, I just wanted to get into, like, what music means to you in general, because I asked that to all of our guests, and everyone has a different answer.
I mean, for me, like music is just kind of everything. I mean, like when I first started out making music, I kind of didn't really listen to a lot of it, to be honest, which is kind of weird.
Like your own music?
Yeah, when I started making my own
Yeah.
music, I didn't really listen to like a lot of different artists or anything like that. Like it's not like I started making it purely. I honestly don't even know really why I started making music, but like just over the years, it's kind of like it's just become such a part of me that like I feel like I can't stop, you know. I
Yeah.
would just be thinking about like rhymes and like melodies in my head like for forever if I were to stop doing it, and it would just drive me crazy. So yeah, it's really become like the biggest part of my life all around.
Do you want to talk about some of the older stuff you've done? I know you've been around for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, like I actually have a kind of a funny story about that. But I'll start with, yeah, like the older stuff. Um, me and Greg actually,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of my other neighbors, Dean, and Greg's brother, David. We started in a group, kind of. I'm not gonna actually say like what we were because I don't want anybody to find that shit. But it was kind of actually the really like the basis of Young Culture Entertainment that we started as, and that was like, I mean, we were pretty young. Like I was like 12, 13 years old at the time, so that was just us kind of trying to figure out like where we wanted to go with things. It started a really conscious music and stuff, and that hasn't really changed that much, for me personally at least. But it's definitely like, with more maturity and just growing older and stuff like that, the music has changed a lot, and skill wise, I've built off. I mean, I'm so much better than I was back then. I've grown a lot, and my funny story actually was that you personally, um,
Me?
yeah, yeah, you were part of a little bit like of a shift in just how I did things, because like I took things like seriously, like work ethic wise, but like there was a time when I really wanted to get music out there,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember dropping this short little like mixtape of just like remixes and stuff, and like it was so rushed, and it was just so like it was so like, I don't know. You told me, actually, you said like it seemed like I wasn't really like trying that hard on it, and I was like, he's kind of right. I mean, at the time I was like, oh man, like I was like, whatever, but like, yeah, it really got me thinking. I was like, yeah, he's got a point. Like I was rushing that, and from then on, I feel like I really just wanted to make every release like really special. So like that, yeah, that's my funny story.
Wow.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember that, but I'm glad it
Yeah.
affected you in a positive way instead of a negative way.
Yeah. I mean,
uh,
not everybody can just like. I mean, it's good to hear like really, positive things about your music, but like
yeah.
when you need to be told something, like it's definitely good to hear it.
I mean, I want to say it was a constructive criticism, but I'm not sure that I was thinking like that back then. But I
From what I
mean,
remember it, to be honest, I feel like it was like,
well,
I feel like it was more like, it wasn't just like, oh, this is shit, man.
yeah.
Like fuck you for making music.
Well,
uh,
I'm glad I was able to help you get to where you are
yeah.
now because you definitely make some good stuff now.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. So speaking about like skill and where you've come from that, um, I wanted to touch on you producing all of your own music.
Hmm.
You want to just talk about that?
Yeah, so I started that probably a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to this local studio occasionally because I I was feeling like, just using like YouTube beats, it wasn't really doing it for me. I'm the type of guy who like, I mean, I listen to like Linkin Park and like some Pink Floyd and stuff like that, and I can hear like when they have like really cohesive albums and stuff, and like sometimes songs even flow into each other, and that was something that I really wanted to try and do. So
Right.
I was going to this studio to try and have somebody there, make my own beats for me, and like they had a few different engineers there, and like they were all really talented musicians, but they didn't really know, hip hop music. Like we were trying to make like beats using like completely live instruments, and like that's a dope idea, but like
Mm.
that takes some like incredible engineering to be able to pull that off. So
Did you
then
learn
this
any of
this
the live
final guy.
instruments though?
I did not. I did learn like independently some piano,
Oh
and
yeah.
like I didn't realize how much that would help me later on, but once I started producing myself, like I can play any instrument really from just my keyboard. So if I
Yeah.
want to add strings to a song, all I have to do is play the chord on the piano, and that's in my song.
Yeah, that's
That's
like that's one
definitely
of the most
super
like
helpful.
that's one of the most what's the word? That's one of the most interesting parts of like making beats and stuff to me is how like every sound can come from a keyboard, and
Yeah,
that's really like you need
it's so
that, and
helpful.
I assume you use FL.
No, I don't
No,
actually. I
wow.
use Reason. Not too many people actually use. More actually, I think a decent amount of people use it, but I feel like it's not as well known as FL, and I think like Ableton probably is a little better known.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so what I was saying was that this one guy, he, the final like engineer there, his name is Ryan.
Mhm.
He he actually introduced me to Reason, and he was like this insanely talented musician. He plays like guitar, a little bit of drums, piano, bass. Like honestly, he plays like everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, he kind of just like introduced me to Reason, like the basic just things of like making a song, and it took me a really long time. Like he kind of started teaching me like months before I actually made my own beat. And then once I made my first beat, I was just like, I was absolutely hooked because I was like, I can do this now. So since then, pretty much, I want to say every single song that I've recorded has been, apart from my own features, all
Mhm.
my own songs, I think have been my own beat.
Yeah. I think yeah from Instagram and stuff. What I've seen, a lot of it is definitely you because I see you. You know, you're posting all your stuff,
Yeah.
making sure everyone knows about it. But that's really cool because a lot of people like, or a lot of people do it, but people like coming up like us and trying to make a name for ourselves and stuff. A lot of us will just like, or not us. I don't rap, but a lot of people that
Yeah.
I am around and people that rap and make music will go to other people for beats and use YouTube beats, like you said. But like making your own
Mhm.
beats and stuff. Like I'm not saying it's all about the money, but I'm sure like there is some money in it that you can actually get for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, it saves me like having to pay for beats,
Yeah.
like to lease
Exactly.
them. Like pretty much all I have to do really is pay like $9 or something if I want to upload an album. Um, and like that's about it. So
Yeah.
so otherwise, like you're trying to assemble an album or something, you want all the rights to it, you have to pay like $20 a beat or something, at
Mhm.
least like sometimes 50, 100, something like that.
Yeah. It gets absurd.
And then I bet like I probably could sell beats if I wanted to too.
I was also gonna ask you that. Have you ever thought about it?
I have. I just like I don't know. It's kind of weird because I can't really picture anybody else on my beats.
Yeah.
Um, and this guy in the chat actually, if you see him, I was talking to him earlier about this actually because he uh he raps too, and I was
Who is
actually
it?
on
You
a
want to
feature
shout him
with
out?
him. Yeah, his name's Rumors. Um, I was talking to him about my beat making though, and like, uh, he kind of feels like when he hears my beats, he's like, oh, that's like a Logan Barnes type beat,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely what I hear too because I was listening to some, getting
yeah,
prepared for this, and I was like, these all sound like something he would do. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm glad, like, to be honest, because I feel like they don't sound so similar that it's boring, but I feel like it's just my own style that I've created just because I've listened to so many different artists and I take so much inspiration from things, not even just from hip hop, but from just all kinds of things, and I put all that into my beats.
Yeah. So before we get to that point, because it's a good segue to what I was going to ask next, you did remind me. I just want to shout out the stream. We do stream this on Tuesday nights before we upload. We upload on Wednesday on Young Culture Music on YouTube. But yeah, we do stream, and if you want to come check out the stream, it's on Tuesday nights. 7, what evening time. Everyone's out of work. You guys can come join. I just want to say what's up to the people in the chat. I know you guys are here watching. This is going to be a good show. We still got more to talk about. And speaking of that, we can jump into that next point. Um, what, what does inspire you? Like your inspirations for music, and what is like? There is a fusion to your music. Did you want to speak of like what fusion there is in your music?
So my music kind of, well, it's kind of an infusion of like whatever I'm listening to lately.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you brought up earlier like rock. I'd say like a fair amount of like, especially my earlier stuff, not beat making wise, but just like the beats that I would choose online. Like I was definitely trying to go for like a rock rap type thing. Um,
Right.
and that was because I was just listening to a lot of that music. Like especially Linkin Park influenced me a lot, and that's still with me today. But like I'd say production wise, I take like a lot of influence from like just every genre, even like pop. Like honestly, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but like production wise, I thought like I'm trying to think of what this song is called. It's a Taylor Swift song, so that's why it's weird. What was one of her new songs?
I might be able to help. How old?
It's like the
Like
darker
recent?
one. It's like
Uh, oh, the one, like the newest one where she's like, the old Taylor's dead.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
forget
that
the
one.
name, but I know what you're talking about.
Like production wise, like I love that song,
Mm-hmm.
and like I have a playlist of songs on my Spotify actually. If anybody wants to check it out, they can. That was like a influence from my first album, and I actually put that song on there because I was definitely like super influenced by the style of that. And then also there's this group out called Marion Hill that I don't know what to call their music. It's like almost R&B, but it's got some like pretty. Oh, he said, "Look what you made me do." That's true. Yeah, that's what it's called.
I was
Um,
actually just gonna point that out. He did ask.
yeah.
Rumors Raps in the chat actually just asked, "Who is your favorite producer in the rap game right now?" If you want to finish your point and get to that, or just go ahead and get to it, up to you.
I'll finish my point first.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Marion Hill. They make like R&B almost, but then they have like these intense choruses that are like really trap infused and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that a lot. Actually, I'm gonna save what I was gonna say next for something else because it's a better segue. But
All right.
my favorite producer in the hip hop game, if we're talking all time, um, that's I mean either question is tough actually. Right now, even though like I don't listen to a lot of trap music, but like Metro Boomin, I gotta give it to him. Like I love like those beats, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like they're insane.
Yeah.
Um,
I would have to say Metro, just because of what he done. What he did last year was amazing. Like he was on almost every rap album that came out.
yeah,
He had a
seriously.
bunch of features, and I guess now he's even like transitioning into doing production for other types of music too,
Oh really?
which is really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
posted
dope.
something on Instagram a couple months ago, and he was like, "I'm done with rap," and I guess it was like his introduction and making other types of music. But I
Mm.
mean, I think that's really cool of him to go ahead and pursue what he wants to do.
Yeah, I love when artists do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, I can't deny Six and Kanye ability.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
yeah, I
six.
mean the original.
Logic's producer six. Yeah.
You said favorite, so
Yeah.
you
No.
can't you can't
Six.
correct my favorite opinion. Like,
Six is
but
definitely up there too. He's very
definitely,
underrated.
yeah,
And even Kanye. I forgot about Kanye too.
yeah.
Um,
I like Kanye better as a producer.
I was just gonna say that Kanye in 2018 is a better producer than a rapper. That's
Yeah.
my opinion. No one has to agree with that.
Oh shit, sorry. An alarm. Um, a better producer or bigger, like
Better.
better, yeah. He
Yeah.
he did produce he produced what Pusha T and Nas's new album and his own.
Yeah. He produced all of the albums from Good
Yeah,
Music in the month of June.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And like I don't really love Kanye, not gonna lie,
I actually agree.
just cause I mean obviously like but
It's
yeah
actually
I guess
good to hear someone have the same opinion of me of
yeah
Kanye.
I
A
didn't
lot of
know like
people
I didn't
don't.
honestly I didn't want to say it because like I feel like either you hate Kanye or like you think he's like amazing
Yeah.
and
I mean,
I mean he's
I've had a
talented but
lot of arguments on Kanye this
yeah
past month, and it started as like me just like roasting him, but I understand what he's doing, and like I definitely understand his production, and his production is definitely a lot better now. But I've never really loved Kanye like everyone else did.
Yeah, I still don't. So that's why Kanye is not one of my top. But
Yeah,
all time favorite producer. Very tough. I'm gonna say I want to say like DJ Premier, to be honest.
Premier is good.
Yeah.
There's so many out there, and like you have to appreciate all of them just for doing, because they don't get enough appreciation,
No, they
especially
don't.
now.
Ninth Wonder,
Hmm.
very good.
Yeah.
Um, Dr. Dre, obviously. Dr. Dre gets probably some of the
Oh
most
yeah.
love of any
You
producer.
can't even if you don't say Dr. Dre, you can never forget Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
um so did you want to talk about some stuff that you have coming out now?
Yeah, sure.
I think we got through all the points that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, cool.
So we can
So,
start with whatever you want. You sent me some stuff, and it's yours now. Go ahead.
all right. So what I do want to talk about is I have a project coming up with this guy from California. His name is Cameron. I kind of don't want to say his last name wrong because that'd be kind of embarrassing, but I'm pretty sure it's like Pointon. Um,
I'll take
but
your
yeah,
word for it.
yeah, dude, I don't know. But he's super talented. Like he's co-producing it with me because he makes like all of his own beats and stuff like that too.
Hmm.
And he's an incredible singer, and he raps a little bit too, and he plays the ukulele.
Wow.
So he's just like an all-around talented musician, and we were originally just gonna do one song together, and like it was just, we talked like on the phone, and like we were just kind of like going so well like creatively that it was just like we had too many ideas just to make like one song. So we're probably gonna do like a EP, maybe like 4 to 6 songs or something like that.
I
Yeah,
see.
so check him out too.
We can, if you want to send like a link over, we can put it in the description. People
Yeah,
can
I
find
will.
them and find the collaborations and everything.
Definitely.
So, did you want to talk about recent features too?
Yeah, my dude, Rumors, that's like in the chat like crazy right now. Um, I was on a song with him called Icon, uh, and yeah, he killed it on there. And it's one of my favorite features of all time that I've done. Obviously not like in hip hop of all time.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's definitely a good song. So people should check that out. Check him out. He's just starting out. Like he's pretty new. Um, but I think like as an artist, like even I've barely known him for like for a few months, and like I've already seen him like grow like crazy. So like he's gonna be dope.
And everything's
He
on
is.
Spotify too.
Yep, that's all. That's all on Spotify.
Yep, we can link that too.
Yeah, and then that's all. What's also on Spotify is my 2 most recent singles. One is called "A Love Song to Life," and the other is called "Safety."
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, honestly, they're almost tied for like my favorite song that I've made so far. Pretty much like every song I make and then release is like my new favorite. But
That makes sense.
yeah, it's good to like, you want to be releasing your best stuff. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
to be
Yeah,
going
that makes sense.
backwards.
And
Um,
I forget. I might be remembering this wrong, but do you have a song? Do you have a song with Give Gregory Molina coming out, or is that out? Am I wrong?
um,
Should I not be saying that?
no, I don't. I can't remember, to be honest, because we did record a few things,
Mm.
and I'm not sure if we're gonna really like release that.
Oh, okay.
But, um, yeah, I don't know what his plans are for that.
Yeah,
So
because I think he told me something, and I thought I wanted to remember it correctly, but I mean we'll see
uh,
where I think now that we said it, he has to release
yeah,
it.
dude.
So
Honestly, like I'll record a song like tonight.
yeah.
We can do it. Like there's no reason we couldn't get it out because Give Greg, yeah, he's been like his recent stuff. Like I definitely fuck with a lot. Like
Well, special announcement. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Logan and Give song coming out.
Hmm.
Speak it into existence.
Yep, we will for sure.
um, so did you talk about your new album already, or were you just talking about the things that came out already?
So far I talked about the new songs,
Mm-hmm.
and then I talked about the collaboration EP. Um, but yeah, no, I didn't talk about the new album. The new album won't be released for a little while. I just started it,
Mm-hmm.
so like I don't have a whole ton to say about it, but it's
But that it's
definitely
coming out and be
yeah,
ready.
it's definitely gonna come out pretty soon. I have like a couple of songs already for it, and I may end up putting Safety on there. I made Safety when I didn't know for sure that I wanted to make an album, but
Right.
yeah, I definitely think it could be on there. And for this album, I'm gonna switch things up. Like I've been working more with taking samples and like chopping them up and like turning them into some crazy stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna talk like too in depth about that because most people wouldn't know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. I know
But
what you're saying.
yeah. um, yeah, so it's definitely production wise, it's gonna be going in a definitely pretty different direction from my last album. My last album called The Bluest Season, also on Spotify. Gotta plug that.
Go ahead. This is your show now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like just I made that all within like 3 months, and that was just me, just kind of figuring out producing. Like that was the first album that I produced myself. I'd produced a mixtape before that, but all of those songs actually were supposed to be on the album, and then I ended up not wanting to include them. But yeah, so that's all got like a very specific vibe, and if you listen to it, I think like you'd probably definitely see that. And I was going to follow it up with like a just yeah, like a follow-up album, like a sequel to it pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
but then I just kind of I just kind of decided against it. Like I just wasn't feeling it, like things changed up for me like
Yeah.
just life-wise,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I get all my inspiration. So,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Um, so I actually forgot to ask you. I did have it in my list, but I did want to talk about you starting to perform live because I've been
Yes.
seeing it all over. You've definitely been grinding. I've seen you out there. Did you want to talk about that? How that's going? What you have planned? All that stuff?
Yeah. So for performing live, like for a while I really didn't have any opportunity to do it because, living in like Connecticut, like in the suburbs, like
I've heard a
I'm
lot. I've heard a lot about living in Connecticut.
yeah. Yeah, like there's nothing, dude. So
Yeah.
like music wise, like there's no scene at all.
Mm.
And it was really hard for me to actually break out of that. Like I did some performances at this festival in Willimantic, and it was because I knew the person that was in charge of it. She owns the studio that I was talking about earlier, which is pretty close to my house.
Right.
He was able to get me performances there like almost monthly, like during the summer. So like I performed there probably 5 or 6 times. I just did it in when did I do it? I did it in May again. But that for a while that was all I could really do. But then I got an opportunity to perform at a show by this artist from Boston. His name is Matt Corman, um,
Shout out
and I
Matt
was just
Corman.
a opener. Yeah, shout out to Matt Corman. Uh, and that show was definitely like an awesome experience. Like I was able to meet like so many people, so many other artists, and like I kind of feel like I broke into like that scene there, like the Boston kind of artists and stuff. Um, I mean, like you're from Boston, so like
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm probably like in a different like sub category of that, like the people that
Of what?
I would know of just like the
Oh.
Boston like rap
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, man. Like I mean, like a lot of stuff that I've seen, like in Boston. Like once you're in, you're in. Like it's like a whole family in Boston, really.
yeah, and that's dope. So yeah, I was hoping to get some more shows just based on like people I met there, and like that started happening. So I did the show in Worcester
I remember seeing that one.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I love performing, to be honest. Like
I
that's
can
where you
definitely
really
see
connect with
that
people.
too. Yeah.
And like live, I think like I don't really get too nervous or anything. So I feel like that's always really helped me
Mhm.
because like when when you show yourself as being like confident and you go on there and like just kind of like kill it,
Yeah. I mean that's
like that
good though.
definitely
Like
like
that
boosts
confident
your ego. Yeah.
like you have like performer's heart. Like if you have
Yeah.
that, you'll be set, right?
Yep. Um, and then so for things coming up performance wise, I have a show that should be in West Haven on August 31st. I don't know if the show is technically announced yet, so I'm not gonna say like too much about it.
Well, again, special announcement. You heard it here first.
Yeah. But I'll be opening for somebody else, so
Right.
I'm just gonna I won't go too far into that, but
Well,
yeah, it should be dope.
let us know when you're close to Boston. In
Yeah,
Boston, we'll definitely show up, make it
yeah,
live.
that would be pretty dope actually. I
Yeah.
definitely will let you know. I'm hoping like I can get a show there pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely let us know.
Will
Well,
do.
the YCE fam will show up for
Yeah.
that. um. So I think we hit everything that we wanted to talk about with you personally.
Hmm.
Um. I wanted to start this new thing on this show, and I didn't say it at first because it's kind of like a hot seat thing. If you want to do it, you can. If not, don't worry about it. But I want to start this thing where I've asked you a lot of questions. Do
Hmm.
you have anything to ask the host?
Oh, definitely.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
you came ready.
No, just like so my question will be like, so you're doing like graphic design for YCE?
Graphic design, basically everything that needs a design. I do the merch. Merch is kind of slow
Hmm.
right now because we're like kind of trying to change things up. But I've been doing the merch, cover arts, promo arts. Greg does some of it too, but for the most part, I do a lot of it. Yeah.
So my question would be like, where did you get your inspiration from that? Because I feel like, you know, I know like you probably were really into like just drawing and like art
hmm
and stuff like that, but I feel like I can just see in your work just like a more like hip hop influence, and I was wondering if that came from anywhere specific.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I'll just take it way back. So when I was a kid, obviously I did all the drawing and everything, and when you look at it now, it's pretty bad. But it grew as you get older, obviously, just like music and
Hmm.
everything. It's a skill that grows. And then I did that like all the way until high school. When I got to high school, I found out about graphic design, and that was like I just fell in love with it because I was like I can do this on a computer and I can just make anything I want. And then I've always been a fan of hip hop, obviously. That's why I have this show, and that's why I help here in YC and everything that I've ever done for entertainment. Um, and I found out about graffiti and everything. And graffiti is like my biggest influence for what I do now. And
Mm.
cause like I wrote when the YCE website came up, I wrote a blog post, and we can put it in the description too. I think I called it "I am a hip hop artist" because hip hop to me just encompasses everything: breakdancing, clothing, graffiti, music,
Yeah.
producing, all that. So I do I do kind of feel like everything I do is related to hip hop, and to me, there's a connection in every cover art and piece of merch that I make that is related to hip hop. I don't know if anyone else sees it, but to me, there is a connection,
Yeah.
and
Well,
yeah,
I did ask you that because like I did see it. And I felt like that was like for me that was an important like thing just to get people more aware of that because I think a lot of people don't realize like how much how hip hop encompasses more than just rap.
yeah,
So like YCE, I feel like it's just as a brand very just hip hop based.
yeah.
Um,
Everything to me, everything stems from hip hop in YCE, and then like as you get out, you can just see that like all the talent that we have and that we promote and everything. everything has a connection to what hip hop was back in the day, and that's like the most important part of what we do to me.
Yeah, and that's my favorite aspect of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've always like really liked what you guys were doing with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we do it. And we're here. We like what you do, Mr. YCE. People actually might not know. You've actually been in YCE longer than me, for a very long time, longer than me.
Yeah, like I was saying before, like me and Greg and his brother and one other guy, we kind of started that.
Yeah.
Like not really it was kind of the idea of it, the basic idea.
Yeah.
You know, like a rap group, but it was also like we're kind of gonna add people to it and stuff. Didn't work out, so I'm glad Greg like really decided to push with what he's doing. Like I think that's dope that idea could be used for someone else. But yeah, I feel like people don't really know, even like that I'm technically a part of it, because I'm in CT and you guys are in Boston. So like, you guys are doing something. I'm just not like around for that. But
yeah, I mean, like,
obviously, like we're still.
Cause Hunter too, he does a podcast here too.
Yeah.
He's in Connecticut too, and he's kind of everywhere too. He's around, but like it is easier when Jesus Christ. It is easier when obviously when everyone's here and we can all like work together. But we try our best, you know, promote everyone, make sure everyone knows. And yeah, I mean like you're definitely a part of it, like everything we do. Yeah,
and I support you guys a ton as well.
We appreciate that. We support you too.
Thank you.
Was that it, or did you have any more?
What I'd say, like, what is your personal vision for YCE?
My vision for YCE? I mean, I just want to get out there, man, you know? Like, I want to, everyone can see it growing now, but I want to have, like, everyone know about us eventually, and I just want, like, everyone to know that we do more than rap and make music and stuff. Like, we can provide a lot of services to everyone out there. We have so much talented people here, and it's just, like, it makes me really happy to know that all these talented people are working together for, like, the same vision.
Word, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's awesome, like that you're on there as like a graphic designer, because
yeah, that's what like I came in as, but then I saw like all the behind the scenes stuff, and I was like, this podcast is a great way to make people aware of what's going on, not just in YCE but in the scene in general.
Definitely, I completely agree.
Yeah. So speaking of what's going on, there has been some music stuff going on lately in the rap scene.
Yep.
Obviously everyone knows that Drake dropped his album, and since the last time we recorded, the whole Pusha T Drake beef came and went. That's really the biggest thing. Kanye's musical June came and went. Yep. We kind of touched about that already. Did you have anything that you wanted to say came out before we get into Drake? We'll only spend like a couple minutes on it.
Oh, so I listen to like a lot of underground rap. And I would just say Eli from Living Legends dropped an album, and like lots of people probably don't like really know, you know, underground hip hop like the way I do, and love it and stuff like that. But if anyone's interested in that, I'd say go check it out, because I listened to the album and it's dope. Right.
So yeah, we can put a link for that too. Links will be in the description for everything we talk about. But so let's just get into your thoughts on Drake really quick, because we can wrap up soon. Did you listen to the album? What did you think?
I did. I listened to the album. I listened to the whole thing. And I thought it was just kind of okay, personally.
You thought it was just kind of okay. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just really didn't like. I mean, there was a few songs for sure that I was like, oh, this is really nice, but like, and it's kind of odd too, because like I really, you know, I kind of wanted Drake to like, you know, rap more like like in the old style that he used to do, but
Mhm.
like I feel like he kind of did that, and I just felt like he didn't switch up his flow too much. Like he was going really slow, and like I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it was bad in any way. It was just like
Right.
I felt like lots of the songs sounded super similar to me, so it's not something that I feel like I would really go back and listen to.
Right. Well, I did just want to make it known on this podcast for everyone to know. I'm fully accepting the fact that I am a Drake stan, but taking myself out of that, taking myself out of Drake stan mode, I can see where all the opinions on the album are coming from. I understand some people didn't like the part A, part B thing, and that it should be just like an album in general, because there was a lot of rapping on the side B part, and there was a lot of singing on the side A part. But I do think there's something, like, because you said it too, I do think there's something that a lot of people, there's something for everyone on this album. You know, there's some old Drake, there's some trap Drake, there's singing Drake on side B. So I do think there's something for everyone, and as a Drake fan, I think that, you know, it's definitely an album that everyone can appreciate. Like, this is a very musical album. But as a Drake stan, I would like to say this is the best album that came out since Views. Views was underwhelming, and More Life wasn't really it for me. And this was good for Drake stans like us. But yeah,
That's dope.
yeah.
No, I see what you're saying though. Like with that, I had something for everybody. I definitely could agree with that. Like, I personally, like, I just don't listen to a lot of Drake, so
Yeah, no, that
so
makes
like I would
sense.
listen to it if nothing really like hooked my attention a whole ton. That's why I was just kind of like, But yeah, and I'm honestly like I'm fine. Like I love it when artists do like a lot of different things. So like I'm not the kind of guy who is like, oh, why is Drake singing? Like
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
why I
if you
liked it,
want to
cause
sing
like,
Drake, like I'm fine
yeah,
with it.
that's why I liked it, cause like there is singing, there is rapping, there is trap Drake, there's something on there. I mean, I
Yeah.
just think everyone should appreciate it, you know?
Yeah,
But yeah,
I don't like it when people really try to like force artists to do what they personally want.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and when like an artist like when an artist makes an album and switches it up, people don't like it. But then when they make the same thing, people aren't gonna buy it because like it's like, oh, I've heard this album like 3 times from the same artist.
Yeah,
Um,
cause it's a thing like you know, like people say we want the old Kanye, and then there's
yeah,
the old Kanye, and people want the new Kanye. So there's never really an in between for people.
yeah, people are like that with Eminem a lot,
Oh yeah,
like
Eminem,
crazy.
yeah. But yeah, I think we got to everything.
I'd say so.
Unless there was something else you want to talk about.
Um, hmm. Don't think so.
All right. Well, I guess we cleared it all off the list.
All right. Cool.
Did you want to do an outro for you? Just tell people where they can find you. Recap
Yeah.
the stuff you have coming next.
So again, my name is Logan Barnes. I got 2 projects coming up. Like I have a collaboration EP, and I have a new album on the way. Shouldn't be too long. I have 2 new songs out. One's called Safety. One is called A Love Song to Life. You can find both of those on Spotify. You can also follow me on Instagram at Logan Barnes Music. And thank you very much for having me, Justin. Shout out
Oh,
to
thank you for
Greg
coming.
Molina.
Shout out to Greg. Yeah, what a guy. And just real quick, I'll do the official Barbershop Talk outro. It's a mouthful. Alright, you can follow me, the host, Justin DeJesus, on Twitter. DeJesus6498 on Instagram, JDeJesus5, Snapchat, JDeJesus. That's really it for me. You can follow YCE on every form of social media at YCEENT, YCEENT on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube will have the links. You know where to find those already. SoundCloud, all that, and the website YCE youngcultureent.com. And that's it for this episode of Barbershop Talk. The barbershop is closed. and then I just have to roll the outro. All right, that's it.
Cool.